Parents were invited to connect with multiple resources today. Organizations teamed up to put on the Penobscot Parent Expo. 20-plus resources were there to support prenatal parents and parents of young children. On top of information, door prizes, cookies, and more were given out to people that attended. The motto of the event was, "It takes a village. Come meet your team."
I have never met a parent who was not stressed out by parenting. Like, that parent does not exist. It doesn't matter your income, your background, what your family looks like. Every child is so unique, whether it's your first or your fifth, and all parents need support. The better your social supports, your provider supports, the more likely you are to succeed as a parent.
Many of the organizations hold their own offerings, but they hope to make the collaborative event annual.